Code of Princess X is the Nintendo Switch version of 2012's action role-playing game Code of Princess. The new version of the game contains plenty of upgrades, including smarter AI and a new progression system. But where it shines the most is in its animations, its controls, and its aesthetics. By keeping the side-scrolling and simple button mechanics of its predecessor, the game is a breath of fresh air in those areas when compared to other games in its genre, giving it an added element of charm. Protagonists and some villains are dressed in vibrant, bright outfits that truly stand out from one another. The way they're presented perfectly matches their fighting styles and personalities as well. But it is the way the cutscenes and the characters themselves are drawn that adds to the beauty of the game. Both have a high anime style quality, and conversations between characters are done really well despite them being displayed through text. The game does have voice actors, but the dialogue is said in Japanese. There are also jokes peppered in, giving its story some light moments. The story centers around Princess Solange of Deluxia, whose world becomes under attack by monsters. During her quest to stop the attack and figure out its cause, she meets and teams up with other fighters. Unfortunately, the story does not take a break to provide any substance on the characters and their backgrounds. This also affects other modes and features negatively. Side quests aren't quests at all. They're individual challenges that do not expand the story. They're there just for players to grind and level up their characters, which leads into another one of Code of Princess X's issues. This is a game that makes you grind so you will play other modes. There is no way to beat the game without exiting the campaign and complete side quests. Grinding is also important because the campaign's difficulty increases as you progress. I am okay with grinding to level up, but the appeal of other modes should be that they offer something more than that. If the side quests came with added story information, the amount of grinding needed would not be as much of an issue, but they don't. And completing side quests only levels up the character you are playing as. This is totally different from the progression system in the main campaign, where all of your characters, even the ones you don't use, gain experience and level up after each quest is completed. Half of the characters become playable too late in the game to warrant using them. A character like Zozo the Necromancer uses long-range attacks that deal a lot of hits, which would make defeating bosses fast and easier. But by the time Solange was level 40, she was at level 24 and everyone else was lower than her. So of course, I'm going to play as Solange the rest of the way. Even the upgrades you can purchase do more harm to your ratings than good, so there's not much worth spending your gold on. The mismatches in character levels also affect multiplayer, as no two characters are ever the same levels if you've already played the campaign. Also, the multiplayer cannot be used by separating the Joy-Con and requires 2 full controllers, which defeats the purpose of being on Nintendo Switch. From an aesthetic and button layout perspective, Code of Princess EX is really good. If its story was more layered, its characters were more fleshed out, and you could split the Joy-Con, this would have easily been one of the top games of the year. Unfortunately, they are not, and you cannot.